All right. So, what is the deal with Echinopsis and Trichocereus? So you hear people calling them Echinopsis pachanoi, Trichocereus pachanoi. What's the difference? Are they the same? All of that. Now, it's not like I have a gardening background. Like I've done a horticulture trades, so I know what genuses are and species. So if you already know genus and species, maybe you want to skip it, whatever. But this is for everyone to know that even don't even know what genus is. So plants, we're not going into the details of family names or anything, but usually plants will have two names, which is a genus and a species. For example, all of these, the genus is Trichocereus, and the species could be Pachanoi, Brigessii, Scopulicola, or Peruvianus. And though we're just talking the main ones, or even Terschekii is a species. Now, all plants will have a genus and a species, sometimes a cultivar name or a clone name, and also have a family name that goes with it. Now, the genus Trichocereus and Echinopsis. Echinopsis is a genus, Trichocereus is a genus. The thing is that all these cactus, a long time ago, was labelled as Ceres. Not Trichocereus, just Ceres. That was the genus that they were under. Now, I'm not 100% if all of them were, but the majority, like Brigessii, Pachanoi, Peruvianus, Scopulicola, and I think Terschekii, and probably more, but that's as far as I've researched at the moment. They were all under Ceres. Then they went under Trichocereus because they've realised, oh, these are actually different from Ceres. And then, once they looked in deeper, I think it was something to do with the flowers, they are similar to the Echinopsis. So, a lot of the time when we're talking Echinopsis, we're talking these smaller globular cactus here, and these don't grow columnar. Now, these got lumped into the same genus as these for scientific reasons. Now, a lot of people will say they shouldn't be lumped into Echinopsis, as everyone knows Echinopsis as globular, small and round and all that. And a lot of the time flowering species, flowering cacti. And then you also say, oh, Echinopsis, but that it has nothing to do, it's not very similar to those in the looks or the growth or anything like that. But they still label these Echinopsis. Now, that is why there are still people out there that believe these should be separate from Echinopsis, which, look, I really don't have that much of a position on it. But I prefer to call all of these taller ones Trichocereus instead of Echinopsis, because it gets a bit confusing. Immediately, if you say Echinopsis, you know you're talking about a smaller globular one, and if you say Trichocereus, it's most likely going to be columnar cactus. So you got your genus, which a lot of people will call the columnar Trichocereus. The species could be Peruvianus, Pachanoi, or Brigessii, or Terschekii. And then when you go over to Echinopsis, when the name change happened for the genus, they've all stayed the same except for Brigessii. So I'm not going in deep that far. I'm sure there's others that have had a problem too, maybe. But Brigessii is now scientifically known as Echinopsis lageniformis. And everyone pronounces names differently, but that's how I'm pronouncing it, lageniformis. So that's the scientific name. Because when you go into Echinopsis Brigessii, that's labelled as something else. So they had to change Trichocereus Brigessii to Echinopsis lageniformis. So I think that's about it. But yeah, call them whatever you want. Echinopsis or Pachanoi. Echinopsis or Trichocereus. They're pretty much the same. People will argue that they're definitely not, or get really wind up about it. I don't really care. Yeah, if you say Echinopsis, it's correct because it's scientifically correct. But I think a lot of people in the community will shame you, maybe. Yeah, I just call columnist Trichocereus and the small ones Echinopsis. But now they're lumped in all together scientifically. But who knows? People are still trying to find a way to pull them back out again. But I think for many, many more years, people will still be calling these guys Trichocereus. Yeah, there's a bit of information for you. I hope that's enough. If you want more, maybe I can dig more into it. Yeah, now we'll get into some other stuff. Little walk around here going on. We've got the sun just starting to come out there. Fair bit of clouds though. I haven't really looked at the weather today. I don't know if it's going to be sunny. I'll be doing my live later today, although this will be probably out after my live. But yeah, I'm really running low on time, so I'm just trying to get these videos out there for people that are interested and try and get some good information out there. Another thing I can maybe explain is Brigesii and just the looks of specific species. I find it difficult, like in terms of this, I can't really tell what that is mixed in with. I would almost guarantee that, I mean, obviously there can be different species in it long term, like down the line, but I would almost definitely say there's no scopulocola in it, and probably no Peruvianus. T macro cross TB. So now that I've read it, I could probably see that there's Brigesii in it because of maybe the skinniness, the spines, and just sort of the shape. The macro, I'm not really well versed with Macrogonus, so I'm not too sure on what Macrogonus really looks like. I should just look it up, but yeah. And then when I'm looking at this, I could definitely see some scopulocola in there, Pachanoi. Definitely, it could be just straight Pachanoi, or Santensis. I think this is Santensis. LMP, so Legendary Matacana Pachanoi, I think it is, from Herbalistics. When scops have quite a strong amount of it in the cross, because a lot of my things are crosses. I don't have too many that are just straight species. But that is just screaming scopulocola. Anything that is quite fat and has this smooth look about it, like a lot of the time they're quite plump. Yeah, there's got to be some scopulocola in that one. That is, I don't know, but I would put some money that's probably Pachanoi cross scop. And then you can see all of these are looking like Brigesii crosses. Peruvianus, I would say I probably struggle with. That'd be a Peruvianus. See, that's the thing. You can get Peruvianus like this, but then also like that. So this one might even be crossed with Brigesii. Yeah, it's Tig cross sharks. Tig. I want to say Tig's Brigesii, but I genuinely can't remember. That's what I like. I do like about Brigesii crosses, especially when you cross Brigesii with thicker cactus. Because a lot of the time, I feel like Brigesii almost always looks good. I do definitely have some ugly Brigesii. But if you get that nice Brigesii look, but then put some thickness on it, they can look quite nice. We've got a Peruvianus here. Now, I kind of want to say that's a cross as well. See, Dawson's Peru cross short spine Peru. Yeah, okay, so that's, if those other two are straight Peruvianus, this should be straight Peruvianus. Yeah. And Pachanois, I always struggle with Pachanois too, unless it's very, very obvious. Like I'd say this, that looks Pachanoi to me, with maybe a hint of, it's no ID. Scopulicola, Peruvianus, Pachanoi with Peruvianus, I'd like to say. Yeah, Pachanoi with Shark's Blue. Nice. Yeah. And if you're watching this thinking, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm always learning, and I thought this is a really good way to get more in depth into the cactus and learn more myself. This is forcing me to learn more, but yeah. Getting some solid growth at this time of the year. We've just had heaps of heat, and now we've just had a bunch of rain, like a big downpour. So, and the frass has settled in, and we've got that big downpour, and so I think they're taking up a lot of the nutrients, and they're loving it. They've got a good pump going on here. Yeah. I do sell some of these cactus, mostly ones I don't want. So if you do live in Australia, anything that's getting to like this size or this size, like you got to pick it up. I don't really think I can post that without a super expensive postage. But yeah, no, I do sell some that I don't really want. Like I'm not selling this guy. I'm not selling that guy. But I will do cuts. See, as this guy has some pups coming on, once those pups are maybe here, I'd sell that. I'd sell a pup of this one, BK 08611 cross fields, I think it is. Yeah, I'm happy to sell some cuts if anyone wants any. Yeah, I got like this boltwood here. He is just super tall at the moment. Just thick as. He's got a pup coming on. I probably wouldn't cut this pup at the moment, just because I do want to. I miss out on seeing the tip on this guy because it's so tall now. So I get to look at that tip now. So if it had a second pup, I would consider selling that. But yeah, because people always ask me. So not everything's for sale, but I will do cuts of those nicer ones. And I'll only do the cuts for like, depending what it is, but like $40, $50 sometimes. Depends what it is again. If you wanted to cut of this, like right there, I'm doing like 70. But if you wanted to cut, like if you wanted this pup here, I'd do it for like, I don't know, 50, 40, 50, I don't know. Geez, this one, I actually never noticed this guy. He's got quite close together areoles. Or maybe that's normal, but the areoles are quite big. And quite a bit of a sawtooth look at it, at the tip. Not much. It's decent. I'm really getting quite excited about the new growth on these younger ones. Even these guys, like, these guys grew quite fast last year, like basically up to there, but they didn't show much character, and now they are. So it's quite exciting to see what they're looking like as they're growing up. And all of these looked exactly the same before. Now they're starting to show a bit of different character about them. I've been getting right into grafts lately. Every graft so don't judge me on this, but it's good enough for me. Every graft I've done has been successful so far. So I'm actually really psyched about it. You can see it has taken, it has risen. So I'm really psyched on that. This one was one of the first ones I've done here. So this is the also the dodgiest one. But that's got some growth on it. You can see where it was really dark, that's when I put it on. And all the green is new growth. Maybe I did that 3 weeks ago, or maybe a month, probably a month ago. But no, it's really exciting. I was never really into grafting until you do it. My partner did this one all herself. And it seems, this is the latest one. So this was like a week ago, or even less than a week ago. So I'm pretty sure it's taken. But again, I'll try and get yeah, it has. You can't see it very well on the camera, but it has swollen up in that center bit. So I'll see how it goes. These are all just some seedlings that I got that I think might look cool. So we'll see how they go. Here's another crest. This is the zero entity cross Trojan llama. A really cool crested bit, and that's also swollen up at the base, and so I think that's taken. And now this one, I guarantee someone's going to say I need to cut the edges because it'll push the graft off. And yes, I probably should, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. But that's also taken, so that's cool. I will probably eventually do a grafting video, but I'll give myself a bit more practice before I do it, so not too many people are laughing at me. This was yesterday, I think, or maybe the day before. I can't really remember, but it's fresh. I just wrap this around here, pull it as tight as I can without crushing it to push it against here, and so far, yeah, I've had 100% success rate. I mean, excluding the ones I did a year or 2 years ago, those ones all failed. But I've learnt to have more patience. So we'll see what happens there. Alright, I'm not going to make this video too long as I'm short on time. But for the next 5 or so minutes, I'll just do some really nice shots on these guys. And I'm sorry, I'm really lazy with getting the names, but I'll try and do it more often. Jules Giant Cross Scott. And like, I'll pick that name up maybe 5 more times in the next 5 months, but I'll always forget it. This guy's always got quite a clean look. Although he's not looking as good as when I first got him. I got him and he had some really nice thick growth here. But maybe actually this one over here looks a bit nicer. This is the same one. And they just seem like so crisp. And the name for these guys, Super Pedro Cross Psycho. Oh, and we've got a little pup bursting out. The Quambi come along real nice. Another pup there. This guy's doing its thing. That top really looks nice, but you just can't see it with this camera. And it's a shame I can't see the top. Well, maybe I'll get a chair for you guys. Yeah, there we go. And this one is KK919 Cross Fields Pakanoi. And this is the same. So this is one of the seedlings that came from it too. Yeah, but this one looks pretty different to this one. This one right here, this looks quite similar to the Quambi. That's that one. And Quambi just over there you can see, with the pup on the left. Looks very similar. I wonder what that one is. Oh. It's getting tighter and tighter. Oh, so this is Eva Blue. Peruvianus Eva Blue. Which looks super similar to Quambi. Yeah, right. Got a fat scopulocola pup. The clone bogan is looking pretty nice. Something about it though, it's not looking as good as it has in the past. I don't know what it is though. Yeah, we'll give the old Sharks Blue a go. Looking spectacular as always. Got crest going on here on this guy. And we've got a pretty cool HBO8 pup here. That one there is a Santensis from Herbalistics. I can't remember what it's called though. HBO 7 and HBO 8 again, which has grown. If anyone's watched the HBO 8 video, I think it was around here or something. It's just grown quite a bit since then. I don't know what the time frame is on that. It's probably a few months. We've got this guy. We've got this one. And another pup down there. Pup's got a bit of I can't remember what it's called, phomopsis or something, or maybe just something else. A bit of rot, I don't know, but it seems fine. It's just that bit there. Guarantee it'll grow out. And then we've got the main stem here with some bat poo. But yeah, this one grows super fast, which is SSO2 cross Jules Giant. Yeah, I mean, I got this as a pup there, and it's just grown probably that in one season, I'm pretty sure, and then that in another season, and this season, oh, actually you can see the pups as well, where they've been growing as well. But it's just crazy. This one grows super fast. Two huge arms. I suppose they're not pups anymore now. 2 arms, 1 pup down there, and it's still pushing out from there this season. So super fast grower. I might leave it at that. I'll give a nice view of the back section here. Looking nice. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.